Robert Feather has finally finished his analysis. Could the spear be a Nazi fake?
It's quite out of the question. It's a genuine article, that I have no doubt. It's too complex, and some of the items, we can be very sure about the date of them, so it's not a fake, that's absolutely certain.
At last, one of the most persistent myths is finally debunked. Using the virtual spear, Feather breaks down his analysis of the relic piece by piece. Was the golden sheath added in the 14th century when the spear was kept by Charles IV in Castle Karlstein?
The golden outer sheath is certainly consistent with a date of the 14th century AD.
How about the silver sheath beneath it? Dedicated to the African knight St. Maurice, it was allegedly inscribed by an 11th century German king called Heinrich.
The inner silver sheath does date to the 11th century AD.
Feather is certain the silver wire also dates to the 11th century. But to his astonishment, the distinctive wings the wire holds in place are much older.
They're clearly not part of the original spear. The composition from X-ray fluorescence indicates that they are probably from a dagger blades of around about the 7th century as well.
But the big question is, how old is the main body of the spear, the blade? Does it date to the crucifixion?
But as we peel off the gold sheath and the silver sheath and we get to the core of the spear, the probability is very strong that it's 7th or 8th century AD.
Refuting centuries of legend, Feather concludes the spear does not date to the time of Christ. But that's not the end of the story. Feather's analysis of the nail set within the spear offers fascinating possibilities. Comparing it with a nail recovered from a 1st century AD crucifixion, he's amazed by the resemblance. Could the Holy Spear contain a nail from the crucifixion?
The likelihood of the nail as being a nail from the crucifixion, I think, is extremely remote. Its state of preservation pretty well excludes that possibility.
But under high magnification, Feather believes he has found something no one else has seen before.
When you look at the side profile, the area where the brass crosses are marked, you can quite clearly see that there is a discontinuity between that part and the base nail underneath it. So something has been added to that nail. Something has been hammered in.
Just what was added to the area marked by the brass crosses, Feather can only speculate.
You still can't rule out the very slim possibility that parts, fragments of a nail that was used in the crucifixion weren't hammered into this nail itself. That is something that we will never know.
The spear continues to cast its spell. Back in Nuremberg, the Festival of the Holy Lance is being recreated for the first time in centuries. Music and song that once blessed thousands of pilgrims rings out once more.